Actually, she mentioned how people were out there eating lunch, enjoying that area. We actually heard from somebody who was there on the scene. I believe Meredith Foster was out there.
That's right. We talked with her earlier here on this newscast. Let's listen to what she had to say.
We've seen, obviously very heavy police presence, and a woman was rushed out with the police, and then we saw, a man carried out by police, and then another man, looked very much injured, was carried out by police. And at this point, a bunch of ambulances have arrived and gotten close to the scene as well.
And what she saw there was sometime around 11 this morning when that all happened.
And, just seeing all that, I mean, it must be traumatic, right? Seeing all the people rushed out, especially that person who was injured. He's online right now. Michelle, what specifically do you have right now?
So Renee mentioned seeing officers with their guns drawn, and we have this image into the newsroom. You can see Raleigh police officers bent down on the ground, one with a shield, another with their gun drawn there. So this is just really showing how serious of a situation this was. But we, as an entire newsroom here, are working so hard to bring you all of the information, the latest information, the correct information. We verify everything before it goes over the air. We do have a reported submission site, WRAL.com/report it. If you have a photo, if you have a video, send it to us, and it may end up on air.
Michelle, thank you. And Governor Josh Stein has been briefed on the situation and also posted on X. He says he has talked with Chief Patterson, the chief of Raleigh Police, and offered whatever assistance that she may need from the state. And he reiterated the message for the time being: please stay away from the North Hills area and stay tuned to local law enforcement for more information as we await that update from Raleigh Police.
And as I'm looking at Raleigh Police's social media updates, the last one that I saw on the X social media platform was saying that Six Forks Road is closed around the North Hills area for a police investigation. Again, the public is advised to avoid that area, and that's really where we're able to get our information right now until at least we can hear from that press conference. But what you're seeing on your screen right now is the area on Six Forks that's essentially sort of blocked off at certain points, and you see that Exxon gas station right there, as this is a very, very populated place. A lot of people going through there. We're in the noon hour. People typically eat lunch around there. This is a situation, again, a shooting that is not active, not an active shooter situation, but at least one person that we're learning has died based off what we've seen. We're trying to get more information from investigators in regard to how many others could be injured.
This is a live look from our crews on the ground there. You see Chelsea Donovan there in the shot there looking for folks. You see people walking there on the sidewalks, wondering what is happening there. That is Lassiter Mill Road and Six Forks Road. Six Forks Road is shut down right now, and that is such a busy thoroughfare here in Raleigh, and imagine trying to divert all that traffic that would normally go out onto Six Forks over on some of the side roads and then on the belt line, and that is definitely complicating the traffic there and causing traffic issues. But police doing that as part of their investigation. You talk about a heavy populated area, Chris, and because of that, it warrants a heavy police presence. Not only are officers trying to look into the shooting and talking to witnesses there with all the people traffic there in and around Coquette and some of the other business there, but they also are trying to divert traffic at this hour and shutting down the streets. A lot of people live there as well. There are apartment high-rises there on the North Hills development, and so as people maybe are going back for a lunch break or trying to dine in one of those restaurants, all that traffic is being diverted right now too.
Well, it's hard not to think about this being like a logistics nightmare. Obviously, someone being shot is serious, but you think about the response to get the needed resources in, the needed resources out, or get people who may have been injured out. We heard Meredith Foster earlier saying that she witnessed at least one woman being rushed out by police, one man carried out by police, and then another man carried out who was injured. So trying to have all these different moving parts around this specific area, which if you think about it, I mean, it's closed in, right? It's a parking lot we saw for the most of this, and clearly here on your screen as you're seeing live, this heavy police presence shutting down this road. Trying to get traffic moving again could take some time, but in terms of when we'll learn more from police, we expect to hear that in this hour at some point at any minute.
And you heard Chelsea and some of our other reporters talk about, how they're not able to get up close there to the scene because of all the crime scene tape surrounding this large imprint of investigation. But we did talk with Chris, as you mentioned, our one witness there inside the North Hills Shopping Center or in that vicinity, Meredith Foster. And here's what else she had to say about what she saw earlier.
We were just, we heard police sirens, and then the police that got out of the cars that came up had guns drawn, so we knew it was a much more serious situation.
I'd imagine seeing all the sirens and the reinforcement from police there in that area. It is definitely a serious situation.
And our thing is, obviously what you're seeing right here is Sky 5. You can clearly see the different police responses that are here, the heavy amount of police officers that are here. But we also have Chelsea Donovan, who has been down on the ground. She was one spot earlier, and she has since relocated. She joins us live right now. Chelsea, where are you now? How far are you from where you last were?
Yeah, so we've just walked a half a mile up the block. We're at the corner of Lassiter and Six Forks, and this is giving you a better perspective of how everything is shut down. So, Keith, if you walk with me towards the corner, you can see that even on the complete opposite side of Six Forks, they've got it blocked off. They have crime scene tape all the way over, Keith, if you want to go to the right, where the Bank of America building is. This is coming off 440. Obviously, you can see beyond that Exine sign, that is one of RPD's rehab units. That is just basically a staging vehicle. We can see multiple detectives, including public information officers, working out of that area. And if Keith goes off again to his right, you can see the area here by Wells Fargo and North Hills. That is that main parking area where all of this investigation, we understand, is centered around. That's where that French restaurant Coquette is, where we understand many people heard that these shots originated from. If you kind of swing all the way around me here, you can see the crime scene tape here that is blocking this area of Six Forks, and you can see a lot of folks kind of waiting and wondering to see what's going on. Even farther down on the next street, you see the Wake County Sheriff's Office deputy vehicle there blocking traffic. We understand to the right of that Truist Bank is where we understand we are going to get an update from Raleigh Police. This is a massive perimeter. We cover a lot of crime scenes. This would be probably one of the largest. They are covering so much ground, blocking off each and every entrance to the North Hills area. We've got fire crews out here, ambulance, like I said, police detectives, folks from the public affairs unit. There is no way in or out of North Hills at this point. So if you are coming to this area, if you're hearing us online or on the radio, turn around. There's absolutely no reason to be in this area right now. Folks that are living on this side of the street that were maybe lunching, reading a book here, coming outside, people are out kind of wondering what's going on. But right now, all we know is one person is dead. They've got an active investigation, no active shooter, so a lot of unanswered questions. But right now, this is a massive perimeter that is still completely blocked off to the public.
All right, thank you, Chelsea. Clearly very active where she can see it even from that perspective, but this is going to be a situation where investigators will be on scene for a while.
And let's go to Brett Neese now, who is also on another side of North Hills. Brett, exactly where are you and what are you seeing right now?
Yeah, Renee, this is Six Forks Road here behind me. This is the Truist Bank. That is where they're going to set up the press conference with RPD here shortly. But you can see down there on Six Forks, that next stoplight up from North Hills is blocked off right now. They're directing traffic around it. Then to the left, you can see that there's actually a fire department, a firehouse right here. Their personnel is activated at this point. They are helping with this scene and to continue to direct people around all of this. And then you see the roadblock right here that is on Six Forks, that is past the bank, that is as close as you really can get to this side of North Hills, with the Exxon right behind it at that intersection with all of that law enforcement right there. I mean, there are dozens of police cars here that we can see from our vantage point, and it just completely stretches throughout every single corner of North Hills, like we've been talking with, like we've been showing you over the past little while. Now, I spoke with Gretchen Coley, who is the founder of the Coley Group. That is a business that is here in North Hills. Their office actually overlooks Coquette, and they witness all of this unfold when the shots were fired. Take a listen to what Gretchen had to say. We will work to get that soundbite from Gretchen as soon as we can. But Gretchen Coley with the Coley Group telling me that they watched all of this unfold. They heard the gunshot, and then they saw all of the people, all the workers out of Coquette, file out as quickly as possible, running as fast as possible. They saw people that they believed were injured. They unfortunately saw a lot of blood in this situation as well. And we do have that bite from Gretchen. This is what Gretchen had to say.
You know, it's hard, and we've got probably 15 employees and team members here in the office. My children are in school just down the street. We have an apartment here. My mother-in-law has an apartment here. So, this is where we live, where we work, and so to have something like this happening right outside of our office is definitely heartbreaking for the people who are involved in this.
And a friend of mine works for Gretchen Coley. She's texting me right now. She says that police are in their building. They had their building locked down for the last couple of hours after this happened. They're in there right now. She tells me that one of the officers says that they have a suspect and they do not believe that this is an active situation anymore. They are in cleanup mode. That is the quote. We are in cleanup mode. That is what my friend who is speaking to a police officer inside the Coley Group's office here this afternoon. So we're here waiting for this press conference. RPD communications team tells me that this press conference will happen at some point this afternoon. They don't have an exact time, but it will happen right here at the Truist Bank. And as soon as we get more updates, we'll pass them along. Live in Raleigh, Brett East, WRAL News.
All right, thank you, Brett. And just for a recap, for those of you just joining us, again, we are on the scene live at the North Hills. A shooting reported, at least one person killed, and we are hearing reports from witnesses that several people were injured, and we know that nearby schools are on lockdown right now.
The focus of the police investigation in the Coquette restaurant, which is the French-style restaurant in North Hills. We will have much more live team coverage right after this.
Destiny Patterson live right now. Destiny, it's been a little bit since we've talked to you. Tell me a little bit about what you're seeing and maybe what you've been up to in the past 10 or so minutes.
Well, I heard you guys mentioning the busyness, especially during the lunch hour. Pretty much everyone that I've spoken to today, they were on their way to lunch or they were just coming back from lunch after getting the all clear from either their apartment complex or from their employer. Now, just in the last 2 minutes, we actually saw an EMS truck come through this intersection here at Six Forks that leads onto 440. We also saw a K9 unit that came through this area as well. So you can tell they are very actively investigating this scene here. I mean, if you even take a look at the number of police units that we have here on scene, it's really incredible to see the police response to this shooting. And you could probably even hear some of those helicopters as well. One person that I talked to, he said that he was working and he heard the sirens from his building, and he describes what he saw.
So then I went to the window to see what's happening. Saw they had cops flying in. It looked like they were starting to shut the road off Six Forks. And so, yeah, just kind of didn't expect that for today. Kind of crazy.
And as I have mentioned to you guys before, they are not letting people into North Hills on either side of Six Forks. So they still have this entrance here by Harris Teeter blocked off, and they're directing traffic onto 440. And they still are not letting people any further down beyond this police tape here. So we're going to continue to keep you updated. Hopefully we'll start to get some more answers and a little bit more information from Raleigh Police. Destiny Patterson, WRAL News, live out here in Raleigh. I'll send it back to you.
And Destiny, we are getting more answers from Raleigh Police as they are updating us on this investigation.